As soon as my mother goes to prison, my brother boyfriend has someone find me. He wanted to offer his help. But I was so afraid at this time. Again, I'm being followed. My phones are being tapped. My one friend set me up, even though I don't hold that against him. I know he was in a really tough spot. So it is what it is. But I wasn't trusting anything. So certainly I wasn't going to take help or entertain anybody who was in prison on their own. But that's not the end of brother boyfriend. He pops back up later in the story. If you don't know what I'm talking about, rewind, go watch the rest of the series, and you will find that at one point in time, it was discovered that I was dating someone who was possibly my brother. When my mom first went away, she was sent to Kentucky because, again, we lived in Detroit, and I think that was the closest federal prison to Detroit. And I was still living in LA at the time. So to visit, I would fly from LA to Detroit. As soon as I'd land in Detroit, we'd get in the car, me, my brother, my cousin, whoever was available. We'd have to leave out around 2 in the morning to get to the visit that started at 8 in the morning. It was a 6-hour drive. I'd sleep the whole way because I had just gotten off a flight. We'd spend our 8 hours in the visiting room. And in the visiting room, you're just really playing Scrabble, playing cards, talking. You got to bring an insane amount of quarters for the vending machine, especially because the vending machine is probably the most exciting thing the inmates get to eat. So we'd have our visit with my mom. As soon as we'd finish, I'd drive back 6 hours to Detroit. And as soon as I got back, I'd hop on a flight and go back to LA. And I did this every 2 months for the first few years while she was there. And since some of you are asking for pictures, this is one of the first visits when we went to go see my mom in Kentucky. Now they had a little step and repeat. And this is my mom pre-prison, before she went and was stressed out and eating all the horrible food. Wait, I'll tell you about the horrible food. But do we really look that much alike to where the guy that I was dating, his grandmother could literally look at me and know who my mom was? I don't see it. Do y'all see it? After a few years of my mom being in Kentucky, she got herself transferred to California so she'd be closer to me, so I can visit her easier. And I didn't have to fly all the way to Detroit, get a rental car, and do all the things. So at this point, she was like an hour and a half away from me. And I would drive to go visit her every other weekend. No matter what I was doing, I made sure I had time to visit her. And that's when she got the bright idea to start a business. So apparently, there were some things that the women did not have access to. Hoop earrings, hair dye, and there was a couple other things, I don't remember. So she asked me to get them for her. So I went to the beauty supply store. I used to live, at this time I was living in Studio City. There is a beauty supply store on Ventura Boulevard that's Black owned. And you guys, I'm incapable of lying. I don't know what that is, but I just can't lie, right? Especially if you ask me something off guard and I don't have time to think of a lie. I just can't lie. So I'm in the beauty supply store and I'm asking for hair dye and all this weird stuff. And the girl who was there had already worked with me for so many years. She knows I've never dyed my hair. I've never done anything like that. And she goes, "What are you trying to do with this dye?" She thought I was trying to use it for my hair. Why did I just stand there like, "I'm trying to take it into the prison for my mom so she can sell it." Allegedly. But the best part for me is she just sprung into action. She had no questions. She didn't say, why was she there? What did she do? She said nothing. She was like, okay, this is what you need to do. And not only this is what you need to do, this is where you need to put the hair dye so you can get it in. Y'all, maybe she did this before, but she knew exactly what to do. You know when they say the energy you give off is the energy you get back, and you attract people exactly where you are at that stage of your life? Clearly I was attracting this person to me because she knew how to give me the instructions. So now I am going into my visit, allegedly, with hair dye, one under the left boob, one under the right boob. I have a lot of space here. One tucked in here, one tucked in here, one tucked in. Oh my God, wait, hold on, sorry. Listen, we had to cope some way. I'd have the pack of hoop earrings. It'd be about 10 of them on one pack, stuffed in my socks. So I'd had 2 on each side of my legs. Basically, when there was a pocket and a will, there was a way. Our visit was over. She was trying to leave. And y'all, why did one of the packets of hair dye fall out of, I guess it fell from wherever she put it. She didn't secure it enough. Maybe her boobs weren't big enough to hold it in place. It fell on the floor. I'm standing here like this. She's looking at me. I'm looking at her. I'm looking around. No one saw it. So I was able to like shimmy over there and like put it under my foot and like grab it and put it in my pocket. And I got the hell on out of there. And when I went back, I'm like, wait, why? How much money are you making from said business? It was barely nothing. And I'm like, why are you doing this? She felt bad that I was putting money on her books and that I was having to put money on her books. So she wanted to see if she could contribute in any kind of way. I'm like, girl, relax. And not to mention, in the beginning, I had a lot of help. And most of the help came from unexpected places, like my friends. My family helped too, but my friends really, really pitched in. Okay, so remember, I moved to New York right after I graduated from college to become a songwriter. My brother boyfriend at the time was going to pay for my living expenses when I got to New York. He didn't want to anymore because he wanted me to go to grad school. He didn't want me to try to be in the music industry. So he gave me an ultimatum. If you want me to pay your way, you have to go to grad school. And I was like, I'm good. I'll figure this out. Done it before, can do it again. Also, this was way before my mom was in prison, so my mom was gonna cover my bills. I didn't have to worry about it. But I didn't know anyone in New York. So my brother boyfriend was in prison at the time, and his prison mate was a guy from Brooklyn. This story is so funny. His prison mate was a guy from Brooklyn. Okay. So he tells me, listen, he can introduce you to his girlfriend when you get to New York. She can show you around, help you find a place to get set up, all the things. I met this girl in the mall, right? I didn't know her from a can of paint. I met her in the mall. She walks up to me. She sees me. She's like, okay, so this is where you need to go look for an apartment. These are the things you need to do. These are the areas you need to go to. And here are the keys to my car. Excuse me? This girl didn't know me from a can of paint, gave me the keys to her car after knowing me and speaking to me for all of 5 minutes so that I can do whatever I needed to do while I was in New York. And she didn't even ask for that car back for at least 3 to 4 days. She didn't even ask for it at all. It wasn't until I was about to leave that I gave it back to her. Needless to say, that's my sister to this day. Her mom is my godmom. Her dad's my goddad. God rest his soul. Miss you, Poppy. And when my mom first went to prison, she was sending my mom money every month on her own. I didn't even ask. She just volunteered to do it. But the worst thing about someone going to prison, especially if they were the one that was doing a lot for people financially, is the way people leave you hanging. When I say the people left her hanging, it wasn't even funny. No cards, no visits. Let me put it like this. When she left Kentucky to come to California, I was like, why would you do something like that? Now, so-and-so and so-and-so in Detroit can't come and visit you. And she said, they wouldn't come visit me anyway if you didn't fly from LA to pick them up. And then she calls me one day and says, do you know Abby Lee Miller from Dance Moms? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, well, she's here with me. And I told her all about you. And I told her you should style her. And she wants to have a meeting with you. What? So I had a styling meeting with Abby Lee Miller's PR person in the parking lot of a federal prison.